he is currently um, an assistant professor at the Hebrew University in the Department of Bible Studies, and he is uh, a teacher of Hebrew as well as Hebrew Bible, and he's writing his PhD. And above all, we're having him because he is an amazing poet, a modern Hebrew poet. But his poetry is, I think, the foremost source of influence that he has in his poetry is biblical poetry and the Hebrew Bible in general. Yes, there are other influences, modern Israeli poets and Jewish culture and so forth. But the single most important source of influence on his poetry is the Hebrew Bible. And I brought one of his poems, and we'll try to read it together. I am under no delusions that it's gonna be easy or perfect, because poetry, translating poetry, is a nightmare. Okay, and it's really undoable. Again, the pretty much like translating the Bible, which I well, by if you all came to learn Hebrew, you know it's not the translations are not perfect. Otherwise, why do we need to learn Hebrew? So same goes for poetry. I would guess in any language, and in this case, I find it that it is interesting, but we'll try nonetheless. And I think that there are some examples that are interesting. So you can disregard the what's on the left at the moment, from Psalms and Job. We'll get to it. Um, the poem that we're going to read is titled uh, מזמור לפתיחת שנת הלימודים תשע"ח. Psalm, basically a song or a psalm for opening the year at the university 2008. Okay, I'll read it once and then we'll see how far we can get with looking at the biblical influences and understanding what he's doing here. Okay, so שאו שערים ראשיכם והיפתחו דלתות אוטומטיות. אני עובר בכם בגפי. לא, אין לי נשק. לא, אין לי שום דבר בכיסים, ובכלל. תודה ויום טוב. החתמו פתחי עולם. עברתי בכם בגפי. שנה חמישית שבגפי. ערום יצאתי מבית אמי, וערום אשוב לאוניברסיטה. מי הוא זה מלך הקלון? אני הוא מלך הקלון סלע. The sadness. Okay, so this poem is really, I'll translate it once and then I'll try to explain. So, open or lift up your heads, O gate, and open automatic doors like electric, automatic door. I pass among you in solitary by myself. And here he is kind of, what you don't see is that this is a dialogue between him and the security guard. In Israel, every place has security guard, okay? And the university has one as well. And they check if there is a metal detector and you pass through it, and the guy might also ask you questions. So he's really answering the unspoken question here. Lo, en li neshek. No, I don't have a weapon. Lo, en li shum davar bakisim. No, I don't have anything in my pockets. Ubichlal. So this word ubichlal means and generally. So it could be that he is answering, I don't have anything on me, or I don't have anything, period. That's part of the sadness. I am alone. I don't have a weapon. I don't have anything in my pockets. I don't have anything. Okay? They finish the conversation. Toda v'yom tov. Thank you and have a good day. Okay? Again, this is the conversation with the guard that is not here. So he is asking the doors to open, and now he's asking them to close, because when you approach an automatic door, it opens and it closes by according to you, basically. Hechatmu pitchei olam. Seal up, openings of old age, of ever openings. Avalti bachem begapi. I passed through you alone. Shana chamishit shebegapi. 5th year that I'm alone. Erom yatzati mi beten imi ve'erom ashuv launiversita. I left mi beit imi. Sorry, I was reading the verse from Job while thinking of it. Anyway, I left the house of my mother naked, and I come naked back to the university. Naked here means without anything, meaning alone again. Mi hu ze melech hakalon? Who is the king of disgrace? Ani hu melech hakalon sela. I am the king of disgrace, sela. I am the king of reproach, king of disgrace, reproach, bad, infamy. Okay, sela. Okay, obviously this is a sad poem about solitude, and it's a beautiful thing. He's taking a very modern, very familiar to anyone who went to the university situation, and he is designing the meeting between the student who is coming back to the university and the automatic doors. I think that here he is also influenced by a modern Israeli poet, Meir Ariel, which I think he is influenced by that poet in other poems as well. I'll ask him about it Thursday, no doubt. Anyway, he takes that and he goes back to biblical references beautifully. So you can see Psalm 24 and the connection between them. And I'm now reading, maybe we can jump to read it ourselves. Just a second. Okay. No, I want this. Okay, this is Psalm 24, a beautiful poem. Okay. And this notion of speaking with the gates is taken from this psalm. This psalm also has a context in Jewish history. It is understood as the psalm that is said by Solomon when he asks to bring the Ark of the Covenant into the temple. So that is, we won't read this, but this is taken from the Babylonian Talmud, and it describes how Solomon, when he is bringing in the Ark of the Covenant into the Holy of Holies, into the temple, he is quoting these verses. Okay. Moreover, this is a verse, or this is sang whenever someone important is coming, or sometimes when opening the ark in some communities. Okay. It's a very popular, very well-known verses, and let's read them. So guys, if you want to read, let's see your hand so we can have some of you read some of the verses here. Don't be shy, guys. Jean, go ahead. Can you read aloud the verse 7, the first one here? Jean, you have to unmute. Jean, you have to unmute the microphone. Let me help you with that. Okay, I cannot hear you. So, Surprise, would you read aloud 7, please?
7, okay. Sehu she'arim rasechem
Rashechem.
rashechem vainasehu yapitehi olam vibo meleche akavud.
Right. Se'u she'arim rashechem, vehinaseu pitchei olam, veyavo melech hakavod. And can you read the English, please?
Lift up your heads, O gates, and be lifted up, O ancient doors, that the King of glory might come in.
Right. So again, remember what he is doing here. He says, Se'u she'arim rashechem, vehipatchu delatot otomatiot. So when you say that, the context is for who is supposed to enter in these doors in the book of Psalms? The King of glory, the King of kavod, respect, honor, glory, and he is taking that situation and reversing it. I'm now looking at the green part. Okay, again, all of the part at the bottom. Okay, the last two verses, the last two lines, I mean, at the bottom right in the poem, and how they correspond with, with what we have here, boxed in green. Mihu ze melech hakalon, ani hu melech hakalon sela. Mihu ze melech hakavod, Adonai Tzevaot hu melech hakavod sela. So you can see he is taking the psalm, these verses in Psalm, verses 7 to 10, and he is putting them at the beginning and at the end. Verses 7 and 10 are alluded to in the beginning and at the end of the poem. Can you see that, guys? Using the same opening and using the same ending, obviously with slight changes. So instead of Melech HaKavod, he's using Melech HaKalon. You can hear and you can see the similarity of the pattern. Kavod, Kalon. Even using the same ka sound, here a kaf and here a kof, but the modern Israeli reader would not distinguish the two. He is, though, reversing the subject, the answer to the riddle. It is, who is this King of glory? The Lord of hosts is the King of glory, Selah. That's in the book of Psalm. Who is the King of disgrace? Who is the King of reproach? Who is the King of infamy? I am the King of infamy, Selah. Okay, why? Because of what's in the middle. Because I'm coming without anything. I don't have anything in my pocket. I don't have anything at all. And I'm already alone for the 5th year coming into the university. That I'm alone. And if that's not enough, again, he is also using a verse from the saddest book of the Bible, obviously, the book of Job. Okay, if there is anyone in the Bible who can formulate agony and misery, you don't need to go far. You've got the best already there. You've got the book of Job. Okay, so here we have, he is writing, Erom yatzati mi bet imi, ve'erom ashuv la'universita. So let's see the verse in Job 121, and then we'll see the slight differences between the two. So, Russ, can you read Job 121?
Okay. Mize melech
No. I'm in Job 121. You're on screen.
Okay. Yavu mer.
No. Vayomer.
Oh, okay. Vayomer Arom Yazati,
Yatsati.
Yazati,
Yatsati.
Yasati,
Yatsati.
Yatsati,
Right.
mi beton,
Mi
imi,
beten.
I'm blowing everything here. Mi beten, im, the,
Imi.
imi,
Right.
imi, the arm,
Ve'arom.
the aron. I'm going to have to take classes again, Nick.
Oh, you see that there is kind of a, a point for
Yeah,
this.
here, the one that I thought I could do well, you switched me over to this one.
Yeah.
Asta'u Shama.
Ashuv Shama, right. Vayomer, Arom yatzati mi beten imi ve'arom ashuv Shama. And you can see how he is almost quoting it verbatim, but again, slight changes. Erom yatzati mi bet imi, which is the house of my mother. Okay, not the belly of my mother, which is beten imi, as in the book of Job. Ve'erom ashuv la'universita. Again, going back to the fact that he went without anything in the morning, right? He's just going to the university. He doesn't have a weapon. He doesn't have anything in the pockets. He doesn't have anything at all. Okay, that's one thing. Being erom, naked, without any. By the way, the word erom in biblical Hebrew might refer to actually not having a weapon. In the book of Amos, I don't know if he thought about it, but again, I can grill him about it on Thursday. But sometimes poets get lucky breaks like that. You know, they invest themselves in the connections that people make afterwards is a whole other opera. You know, writing it, and then you read it maybe in a different way. Anyway, so erom, without weapon, without anything, and without a spouse, without love. Okay, I went erom, naked or without anything, from my mother's house. Ve'erom ashuv la'universita, and I returned to the university empty. So I went. So he's taking Job again. This verse is kind of summarizing all that Job has lost. Job has lost everything except his own self. I was born naked. I might have had all kinds of stuff until 5 minutes ago, but now I have nothing, and I will return to the belly of my mother, or to the belly of earth, or I will return here, in this case, to the university, without anything. So he is taking that verse from the book of Job and applying it to his situation, thus condemning himself, saying, "Oh, it was, you know, and very, very, the solitude, the aloneness, the emptiness in this cute poem." This is, by the way, the cute. I didn't bring the heavier stuff. I thought that in this case I could convey some of it and read together some of the verses that have influenced him. But this is not even the like most the heaviest stuff. Georgie, can you just finish the second half of the verse? Oh, sorry. Here, Job 121, the second line here.
Adonai Natan wa Adonai Lakak Yahie Shem Adonai Mabo Rok or
Mevorach. Right.
Mevorach.
So Adonai Natan v'Adonai Lakach, Yehi Shem Adonai Mevorach. The Lord giveth, the Lord taketh away. Blessed be the name of the Lord. Right. So it's interesting to think about the poem and the poet. Did he, by quoting the first half of the verse, was he also alluding to the second half of the verse? Okay, both of them are very popular. They are in the mind of the reader. I can tell you because I'm the reader I'm the intended reader, or any learned, I would say, modern Hebrew, modern Israeli is the intended reader that should have this reference to these biblical verses. And I had a great time. I hope that we were able to convey some of these. Are there any questions concerning both things we did today that you want to ask?
Nathaniel, I have a question.
Yes.
Yeah, it is regarding the remarks you made about the book of Job, saying that it is one of the saddest books.
That
Uh,
what?
One of the sad part of literature of the biblical paradigm. I do agree that. But what about Lamentations? That very quickly.
Oh, Lamentations is also said, but of a different kind of said. Lamentations is said for as a national lamentation. Job is a very personal book, a very personal book of the individual. Okay, very. Both of them have their every miserable family is miserable in its own way, right? So I think it's Anna Karenina, or yeah. So Lamentations is kind of national lamentation, while the sadness of Job and the agony of Job is individual. Not even his friends are like with him. They all directly or indirectly accusing him, saying, "Listen, bad stuff happened to bad people. You know, so you must have